everyone. Happy Monday. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to the start of a brand new week. Hang on, let me check all the places and all the things. All right. So, this morning, our conversation is all around dreaming big as we are coming together to create 2025. We are stepping into that energy of expansiveness, thinking outside the box, looking back and reflecting. We did some of that last week, really looking back at 2024 to get the information that we had in the experiences that we had in 2024 so that we could create 2025. Hang on. All right, let's see. Remove. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so everyone is coming in. It's so funny. For some reason, it's coming in this morning with no names for anyone, but you're all here. So this morning, we're going to talk about what does it look like to dream big as you get ready to create 2025. And hopefully you all know that every week leading up to December 14th is all about preparation for really coming together as a community, sitting in that expansive energy and pen to paper, creating what we want to experience in 2025. I love this quote by Abraham Lincoln. It says, the best way to predict the future is to create it. And I don't know about you, but one of the things that I've learned on my journey, and I've been creating my year, like resolutions. I don't even think anybody talks about resolutions anymore. Does anyone do that? Like, I don't think anybody talks about resolutions. But for me, I have been intentionally creating the future I want to experience for years. And so because I've been doing it for so long, there are so many things that I have learned in this time period that every single year when we have this event, create the next year, right? So this year it's create 2025. When we have this event where we bring everybody together in our community and we just walk through the process for creating the year, I always come with more. I always come with some new thing that I first of all experienced in my own life, and second, just watch as other women have, done the process and seen their experience. So for example, last week we talked about choosing your word of the year. And so many people just willy-nilly that. They're like, I'm just going to pull a word out of the sky that sounds good and that's going to be my word of the year. Not realizing there are so many angles to a word. And you're just thinking it sounds good, like growth sounds good. Who wouldn't want growth? Or like me, when I chose align, who wouldn't want to be aligned? And then all hell broke loose. So there is a process for everything. And when we come together, when we're in each other's energy and we follow the proven process for creating the year, literally writing out what you desire to experience in the year ahead, it's really powerful. And one of the greatest things I noticed for myself is that I have stopped creating the year on my own, like by myself in my own energy, sitting in my house. Like that's just a thing of the past for me, because you only have to do it one time. It's like once you go that direction, you can't go back. So I did it one time with a friend, and I was like, wait a second. When I went to evaluate the next year, I saw that I had gone leaps and bounds over prior years, and the only thing that I could attribute it to was the fact that what I did different that year was I didn't sit down on my own on New Year's Eve, like writing out what I wanted to experience. I actually did it with a friend. And so it was ding, 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 information in. So what I started doing is every year I started doing it with other people. Then I created this event because I realized it works when we are in that energy. It just is magic. It's magic. So for me, the other thing that I realized too was, and I just want to say this for those of you like, I'm going to grab my girlfriends and we're going to all do this. The magic about the people is that when you're in the company of the right people, you will dream bigger. When you are in the company of the right people, I can tell you, and I'm going to tell you lots of examples. I can tell you there's some people in my life that I would not be sitting in a circle doing this with them, and it's like, love them, and I'm looking to create bigger, more massive, and they're just not there, so nothing wrong with them, good people. But this for me is so important. I am always looking, how can I grow, how can I expand, how can I get to the next version of me? And for me, whether that's talking to my mentor, my husband, coming together in a group like this, when I create this event, I find that when I create the year with other people, I open up to getting outside of my comfort zone. When I sit by myself, it's just me and Tasha, sitting there writing out what I want to experience in the next year. But my husband says it best. He says, whenever you introduce a new variable, things change, period. Whether that's somebody coming into your family, whether it's doing something a different way than you've ever done it before, whenever you introduce a new variable, things change. And so I have found that whenever I'm in the company of the right people, I change. I change the way I create the year. And so I just want to invite you, this entire thing that I'm going to share with you today, upfront and transparent, is ultimately to invite you to come create your 2025 in our company. That's it. This is not one of those you want to do on your own. Do not try to do this on your own. So I'm going to share 3 stories that I have experienced recently, just to drive this point home for you. You don't want to be creating your next year alone. And I want you to think of your comfort zone right now, where you are. Maybe you even started thinking about what you would like to experience in 2025, the things that you want to, intend around. You want to grow your business. You want to increase your revenue. You want to become a certain size, whatever it is that it's starting to percolate in your mind. This is just the time of year where our minds naturally do that, because the collective, all of us together, this is what our minds are starting to think about. What do I want next year? How do I want next year to be different? And so I was speaking at an event recently, and I invited everyone. The event focus was around Q4. And so I invited everyone to create a new Q4 goal. And I was walking them through this process of how to do it differently. But first I asked, do you all have a Q4 goal? And their answer was, yes. Yes, we all have it. They're all savvy business women. Yes, they all had a Q4 goal. And so as I was reading the room, I'm like, they're not picking up what I'm putting down here. They are thinking in their heads, Tasha, check. I already have a Q4 goal. And so, because as a mentor, this is one of the things that you get to do. As I continued to read the room, I was like, they have already created a Q4 goal. They created that Q4 goal, A, before this conversation, and B, they probably created it based on what was already happening in their year. And so out of my mouth came, at a 0. And literally the energy in the room shifted from 0 to 300. It just shifted, because what happened in that moment was I gave them permission to dream bigger than they had been dreaming. Remember, they were set. They were like, yep, this is an event at the end of October. They're like, yep, all set. Got my goal, got my Q4 goal, working it, hustling it out over here. And here I come in the room. Do you have a Q4 goal, Tasha? Yeah, girl, we got that. And then I said, at a 0. And one of the things that happened in that moment was I gave the women permission to dream beyond what they thought was possible for them for the quarter. So one of the things that I want to say to you about coming into this event is that this is a space where I'm going to inspire, challenge, motivate, all the things you to dream bigger than the capacity of the dream that you are thinking about right now. I don't care what you're thinking about. I can guarantee you there's more for you. And then in our queen community, so we have different levels of how I work with my clients. And so the wealth queens, we were having one of our calls last week, and we were talking about the transformation that they're experiencing. And one of the women said, honestly, every time I go to do the spiritual work, I just feel in my spirit, I just keep hearing, dream bigger, ask bigger, like the stuff that you're asking for. And so being in our community and doing the work, being in this particular program and doing the work in that program was causing her to realize, just how much she was really going for just enough. And just remember, I always say, when you have had an extended period of not achieving a massive goal, the human tendency is to start to lower your standards, lower your ask. You just want, like, I just want reasonable. I was thinking about this the other day, even with, when I met my husband, right before, I'd been dating for years and it had not been going well for me. And so finally I got to the point where I literally saw myself starting to lower my standards. Right? Started to lower my ask. I was like, just a man that breathes. And I see myself, I'm going to be totally transparent with you. This is a thing I have to watch for myself, is when, you get to that stage where you're tired or a little bit like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. This is overwhelming. And then you start to just ask for little. And that is the greatest sin of all, because in asking for little, you literally you do this to God, universe, source. You literally just diminish the expression of God, universe, source in and through you. When you start asking small, when you start bringing your standards down, right? I don't care if it's happened before. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean you bring it down. You ask bigger. And truthfully, I can tell you, oh my gosh, can I tell you, why was it not working out for all those years in my dating life? Why were some things and different offers that I've made not worked? Why has it not worked? Because I was asking too small. That's why. It's not that my prayers weren't being answered. I was asking too small, and God was like, girl, I am not doing that. I'm not about that. Right? So you have to start to consider that just by being in an environment when you are going to do this process of creating something as powerful as what you're calling into your life, into your business, in your finances, most of all, for the next year, you want to make sure you're in an environment where you're going to expand greater in thoughts, greater in ideas, greater in your ask than what you are accustomed to right now. If you sit and do this on your own, you're going to come from what you know, and maybe you stretch yourself a little, but it won't be at the extent of being in a room full, Zoom virtual room full of women who are all my inspiration. I hold the standard way up here. You come in here and I'm holding it here. And when I read the room, you're all here, I raise the standard. So you want to make sure that when you go to do this, you're doing it together. So right now, can you all type December 14th? Every single person watching live or watching the replay, type December 14th, because that's the date that we're all going to come together. And the last story I have to tell you is very personal. It's between my husband and I. So my husband comes into my life December 14th. Let me see. December 14th. Let me see. That's right. We are going to come together. It's a Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to have this magical experience. You want to be in this room, sat at this table, led by me to create your 2025. Do not go it alone. Okay. So my husband and I, he comes into my life, and he is at the point in his life, he would say he's retired. It's very interesting to see his retirement. He's been retired twice. Anyway, he comes into my life, and he's just at this stage where he is the kind of man that needs mental stimulation. So he's still out there consulting, doing his thing, retired, wink, wink. So anyway, I laugh at him, right? But I say that to say he's not at the stage in life like most of us where we are in our prime earning years right now. We are like, listen, retirement is knocking on the door. We got to stop at some point and start enjoying life. And so we're in that phase where we're looking to capitalize these years to maximize the amount of income that we can earn. My husband is past that stage. So when I go to ask him about his dreams, financially, his dreams for us, right? He will say a number and I'll go, no, God, cancel that number. And I'll make a suggestion and I'll tell him a number. And he goes, you're so much better than this. You're so much better at this than me. And kudos to him as a man. One of the things that I love about him is he's the kind of man that's willing to say, babe, that's your domain. That's where you excel. Lead us. And then there are moments where I'm like, babe, that's your domain. You lead us. So in this area of our life, creating our financial results, our, asset desires, the things that we want to do in our business, the dreams that we have. He kind of says, baby, you run with that. You got that. And what I realized from that exchange is that one of the things that I'm amazing at is dreaming a bigger dream for others than they are capable of dreaming for themselves or seeing as possible for themselves. It's just like, it's a thing. Sure as my name is Tasha, I'm going to tell you to add a 0. I'm going to see clearly just how much bigger it can be for you, because sometimes when you're in the forest, you can't see the trees. And so having that outside perspective to say, no, there's more, go bigger, go wider, expand, is the place that you want to be in. It's a container and the energy you want to be in as you create your year. And the other personal story that I want to share with you is just around this house that I live in. So we moved in April. This house that I live in, if you would have told Tasha of 3 years ago that I would be living here, I would be like, yeah, really? How? Like all humans, I'd be like, how is that going to happen? And so one of the years in this particular event, I decided, you know what? I don't care how. I don't even know how. I'm just going to be willing to ask. And so I asked, and when I created my board for the year, my manifested board, I literally put a picture of Tony and I on the balcony of this condo within the price range of this house. And at the time, I really wanted to live in that condo. It had a view of the ocean and the intercoastal, and it was just magnificent. But the price, I was like, how? And so Tasha in that moment could not see how. I couldn't figure out how. I could not, with my logical mind, step into the calculations that would make that a reality. But Tasha, who was willing to dream and ask, was willing to do those two things, just dream and ask. And so long story short, God has blessed us with us manifesting a home in the same price range in a community. I am like at the middle, almost the bottom of the barrel in this community, which, by the way, those of you that are buying a house, you always want to be at the lower tier of an expensive community, right? You don't want to be the most expensive house in the community. It gets harder to sell. So anyway, I barely by the nose got us into this community, right? But God knew that condo was not for me. I'm not a condo girl. I go there for vacation, but living, it was not going to work for me, right? So I got the thing that I really wanted, which was the dream of living in a home in this area at this price range that seemed impossible to me, but I was willing to dream and ask, bigger than what my mind could understand at the moment. And so I'm just going to share. I'm going to say this to you because I know, your dreams needs up leveling. I can guarantee you, and I don't care how big you're dreaming, I can guarantee you it needs up leveling. And why not do it in 2025? Why not now? Why not do it in 2025? Give yourself the entire next year to go to the next level. So what's the last thing I want to say to you about this? If you really want to, do this powerful activity in an environment where the energy is big, it's expansive, it's dreaming bigger than you've ever thought, then I want to invite you to come join us for Create 2025 on December 14th. And because today is 11/11, those of you that follow me on social media, you've been seeing the countdown, right? 11/11, 3 days left, 4 days left, 2 days left, 1 day. Today is 11/11. I love this magical day and all that it represents in terms of the power of the numbers. And so I am making an offer. The price of this event is going to be $88. But every single person watching live, when you type the word create in the comments. Hang on, let me show you all. Type the word create in the comments, check Messenger, and you are going to get the direct link to pay $11.11. That is my wonderful gift to every woman here, every woman here who wants to come join us, the price after, it's only for 24 hours. So if you are watching this on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it will be gone. It's only 24 hours right now. Go claim it, $11.11. Now, I just want to be transparent. When you go and you register, you are going to be given an opportunity to up level to VIP. You know, everything that I do, I always give you an opportunity to upgrade to VIP, because subconsciously you are, in taking the VIP option, you are declaring that's the standard. That's where I roll. That's how I live. I'm always at the front of the plane. I always got the VIP seating. I'm VIP. And guess what happens when you declare and you start taking actions as a VIP? Life responds to you. And of course you get the best everything. Of course you get invited to the exclusive things. Of course your finances reflect VIP, because you consciously choose VIP. So this VIP offer, you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. The VIP offer is $8.88. I could not give it away any more than that. I believe in there being an energetic exchange financially, but that's like a gift, because in this VIP session, I'm going to walk you through visioning. After we've created your 2025, we follow the process, right? We've chosen your word, we've written your intentions, we figured out all the areas of your life, what you are calling in. We have mapped out the 3 most important actions for you to take in 2025. In the VIP session, I'm going to guide you through visioning a wealth scene. If you can see it and believe it, you must achieve it. So in the VIP session, we're going to be doing our visioning for 2025. But here is the reason why I want to distinguish who should come to VIP. If you have decided, like me, 2025, like ladies, I turned 50. The jokes are over. It is for real right now. Okay. So 2025, I am decided. And for those of you that are decided, I am ready to 10x my income, and I'm going to do it and prove these principles, because I'm going to do it with ease. If you know that resonates with you, let me jump over here in the chat. If you know that resonates with you, you're like, I'm up for that. Sign me up. I want to 10x my income. I'm going to stand on the spiritual principles that say the law of pure potential says you can have anything you want any way you want it. Well, I'm going to prove it in 2025. I'm going to 10x my income. If that's you, you want to be in VIP. If this is the year, a few weeks ago, I said, do you want to get paid to be you? Is it time to leverage the thing that is your superpower? You can do this with your eyes shut. You know what that means? This is the thing that's going to be the easiest thing for you to monetize. If you are ready to monetize your superpower, get paid very well to be you, you want to be in VIP, let me show you the how to do that. If you're ready to find what I call your cash flow sweet spot in your business, because there are 3 things when combined will literally double, triple, quadruple the cash in your business. Everything's a game. You just got to figure out the rules, right? So if you're like 2025, I'm done hard, I want to do it easy, VIP is for you. If you want my business plan, I am literally going to show you how to create a business that is built on a plan for wealth with ease. We are optimizing ease and then money. So if you want the business plan for 2025, how to create a business plan that will optimize ease, you can have both. You can have ease and you can have a lot of money. Then VIP is for you. So take the VIP option. It's $888. Go ahead, do your thing. Come be with me. We're going to spend, after the first session of Create 2025, we're going to have a break, and then we're going to come back, and it's going to be business. It's going to be money, revenue, multiplied income, ease, all the things. And the last thing I will say, so that's I'm in. Everyone's like, I'm in. I'm decided. Yeah, I love that. I am decided 10x. Can we get that? I am decided as an affirmation for everyone watching. I am decided 10x in 2025. I am decided 10x in 2025. Yes, all the way. So there you go. Type the word create. Type the word create wherever you're watching. Get the 1111 offer for the main masterclass, and then up level to VIP. Literally for $20 or less, I got you covered for 2025. That's the best gift I think I could give you. Happy holidays, right? But it's only for today. It's only for the next 24 hours, as long as we're at 11:11 in Eastern time zone. The last thing I'll say, when people talk about dreaming big, the thing that we usually start thinking about when somebody says it's time for you to dream big, you start thinking about dreaming big in terms of doubling your revenue, or dreaming big in terms of having a bigger house, or having more in your financial assets, your bank accounts, right? You start dreaming big. You know what? I want a luxury car. I'm going to dream big. Well, I'm going to tell you at Create 2025, what I want you to start to think about before you dream big in those areas. I'm going to invite you to start to dream big for you. I want to invite you to say, before I start dreaming big about all these things outside of me, right? You are at the level of success that your mind and your capacity is at in this moment. You can't just you can't dream bigger than where you're at. And even if you think it, you can't receive it because you are not at the capacity to receive those things. So the first thing you want to be dreaming the biggest about is expanding you, expanding your capacity. And I like to say this. If you are not expanded at the capacity of your dreams, no matter how big you are, then it's like you are going to the ocean with a cup. Because at this moment, that's you, your way of thinking, your way of being, the way that you operate in life, the way you are right now is not at the capacity to receive the infinite availability of the things that you can ask for. It's like going to the ocean with a cup. So what you want to do in this work as you're creating 2025 is you want to be in an environment where it's going to stretch you, expanding your capacity so you can go to the ocean with a bigger container to receive. All right. Hopefully that makes sense to you all. Well, I love you. Go have an amazing day. Enjoy your 11:11, all the magic of the energy of today, and make sure that you're registered. Type the word create. Come join me December 14th. Bye, everyone. Happy